you look really closely at the frame here, you can see one of the tiny little fellhounds at the bottom almost looks like he gets lost, like he gets out, he's going with the army, but kind of gets nervous, turns around, and almost looks like he wants to go back to wherever the portal takes him. Back in 2004, when World of Warcraft was released, I was living in Seattle, Washington, and playing a lot of World of Warcraft. My crew of friends and I really wanted to use our movie-making skills to share a bit of what we felt was our characters and guild's history. We made that movie for the BlizzCon movie contest, and it led to me being hired in the video department to make gameplay trailers for WoW. One of my very first projects was the Black Temple. I remember how experimental the Black Temple trailer felt. We were trying to learn new ways we could use the World of Warcraft engine to make cinematic content, and those limited capabilities at that time would grow very quickly. With the Black Temple coming to Burning Crusade Classic very soon, what better time to take a look back at it and see how it feels to watch now? Let's take a look. We only had the original Akama model to work with when we started this piece, but we needed to show the difference in the comparison and let us know that this is the same person. Akama as he was. And we even made a modification to the outfit to ensure that the runes on the hood and some other accents demonstrated a clarity of who he was. Which takes us right back into the past. We see here the Temple of Karabor, which there was no original uncorrupted Karabor in the game builds. So what we ended up doing is using some visual compositing tricks to change the lighting, turn off the environmental fog, and then to get layers. And it's surprising how much that place can look new.
I prayed within its chambers and meditated among its gardens.
Early in our ideas for this trailer, we wanted this character, this Draenei child, to kind of be an emotional through line for Akama. At the beginning, he greets her within the temple when all was well and good. And we named the character Korra, with the inference of it being heart, as if it's the heart of Akama.
I remember too the day the orcs came.
And then we go to the assault. Most of these shots were all driven by player characters. We had no custom animation. We were only working with the game animations as they existed. And so almost all of these scenes were acted out in a sense, like a role-playing scene, where the characters would come together, take our marks, walk forward, do the emote, slow it down, speed it up.
The orc warlocks practiced a twisted magic that corrupted the land.
If you pause it here, the shot that everyone has seen is actually being played in reverse. We didn't have a whole lot of control over making a lot of these characters fire a spell perfectly together. So to get around that limitation, we actually just had them channeling the spell, and the original camera would start from the top and orbit down, and at some point we cast a spell that canceled all casting, and so all 6 characters stopped casting at the same moment. It worked better than we would have imagined.
It nearly destroyed us all.
Do not do this, Gul'dan.
Bear witness to the undeniable power of our Dark Master. He'll destroy us all! We had to build a Gul'dan because he hadn't appeared yet in World of Warcraft.
Even after the Horde's reckless sorcery tore the planet apart, my people were unable to find a lasting sanctuary.
Oh, this shot always bugged me a little bit. If I point it out, you'll never unsee it, but the feet are just hovering like a couple inches above the boards of the bridge, which isn't noticeable when you're playing the game, but when we put a camera right down there on the surface of the bridge, lo and behold, the hooves are just slightly hovering. She comes to him with flowers, smiles, and when he doesn't respond, she just sinks. So in a way, as the shot fades away, it's not just fading to the next shot, she's actually fading out of his life.
Then came Illidan.
Boom. All right, pause. Make a trailer about Illidan and the Black Temple that doesn't show Illidan until more than halfway through the movie. What? Well, it really does show how much historical context there was here, right? That the Black Temple was meant to be more than just Illidan's evil villain hideout. It was a place of phenomenal history that went way back, and it was mostly wrapped around the Draenei's history, who had built it.
The one they call the Betrayer.
I remember when we were putting this shot together, just how tricky it was. because there were a lot of different layers and characters and effects going on with his wings and transparency and the shadow. But we didn't have a lot of advanced tools. And I actually taped cellophane onto my monitor, and I would draw kind of an outline around where Illidan was when he started and where he ended, so I could frame up the shot again and shoot it again with Kael'thas, again with Lady Vaj, and then the environment, and then the character, and then hope it all comes together, and it did. And it did. A comma kind of falls in with the wrong crowd for a bit here. To get all those demons flowing out, I think one member of my team actually shot those demons one at a time. But you can also notice one of the tiny little fellhounds at the bottom almost looks like he gets lost, like he gets out and he's going with the army, but kind of gets nervous, turns around, and almost looks like he wants to go back to wherever the portal takes him.
We helped him seal the portals of Outland.
This is the time in the film that we recreated an exact scene from Warcraft 3. You were there playing with Illidan and Kael'thas, and they had to close these portals, and you would go around and you'd close the portal so the demons didn't come through.
I think part of me knew, even then, that the Black Temple had only traded one evil master for another. I prefer to remember the temple as it used to be.
And here demonstrating again the passage of time, that being the resonating themes of how things change and how things fall apart. I think the final button on that is this last shot where instead of just walking through the hallway, it dissolves and advances, as if this is not just him walking through this hallway once. It's the 900th time he's walked this hallway throughout the many, many, many years that he's been here. And just seething and stewing and waiting for his opportunity to make his move. And that's ultimately what it comes to, is that wonderful twist right at the end.
I have been waiting, and when the time is right, the betrayer will become the betrayed.
In many ways, the Black Temple trailer was the inflection point by which in-game cinematics came to World of Warcraft. And to track the lineage from, say, Sargeras stabbing the world during Legion, there is a very solid through line that goes all the way back through Wrath of the Lich King, Wrathgate, all the way to the Black Temple trailer, and even before that, step by step, learning as we went, seeing what worked, seeing what made us excited, and always looking to raise the bar next time. One of the most mind-melting experiences I had was at BlizzCon 2007, where they had Video Games Live perform. And during that live orchestral performance, they played the Black Temple trailer. And I could have never imagined, when I was making short films off in the woods of Washington State, that one day I'd sit in an audience and watch the orchestra playing live to anything I'd worked on.
I remember the temple as it used to be, a place of worship.
What a trip. Thank you for tuning in and reliving this moment in the past with me today. Be on the lookout for Burning Crusade Classic, The Black Temple, releasing soon. And best of luck grinding out those Warglaives of Azeroth.